So what's the hidden link between, say, $1 billion company and a video that goes viral overnight? Well, in this explainer, we're going to uncover the powerful psychological triggers that really drive massive success.
So let's really think about this for a second. What could a massive tech monopoly, a viral video, and a billionaire's investment portfolio possibly have in common? I mean, on the surface, they're completely different animals. But if you dig just a little deeper, you'll find there's this single, incredibly powerful thread that connects them all.
Okay, so the answer? It's actually pretty simple. And yeah, maybe a little unsettling. The success of all these things, it's not just because they have a better product or some genius strategy. Nope. It's because they understand the predictable, and you could even say exploitable, glitches in the human brain. You can almost think of them like these invisible levers inside our minds. And when they get pulled, they can totally shape our choices, and we don't even know it's happening. So to really get how this all works, we've got to start by exposing a couple of the most powerful, invisible rules that are always running in the background of our minds. Seriously, these are the foundational ideas for everything else we're going to talk about. All right, first up, we've got something called confirmation bias. We all do this. It's our brain's default setting to basically just look for and remember information that already fits with what we believe. You know, it's why you click on that article that totally confirms your political views and just scroll right past the one that challenges them. It feels good, right? But it's also how we get trapped in these mental echo chambers. And then there's social proof. This is a huge one, and the psychologist Dr. Robert Cialdini really nailed it. It's that powerful, almost automatic instinct we have to just follow the crowd. I mean, think about it. You're in a new city, you're hungry, and you see two restaurants. One's totally empty, and the other has a line out the door. Which one are you going to? The one with the line, of course. That's social proof, and it's basically a survival instinct that's hardwired right into us. Okay, so how do these little psychological quirks actually build fortunes? Great question. Let's dive right in and look at the world of billion-dollar startups, and we'll do it through the eyes of the legendary and maybe a little controversial investor, Peter T. Now, this is where Thiel just flips the entire script on what we're taught about business. He basically argues that capitalism and competition, they're not friends. In fact, they're opposites. For him, competition is just this brutal, bloody fight where everyone's clawing for the same tiny scraps. The real goal, he says, is to build a monopoly, a business that is so unique, so different, that it literally has no rivals. And this is his big provocative point. If you want to build something truly valuable, you can't just be a little bit better than the next guy. No, you have to be fundamentally different. The whole goal isn't just to win the game everyone else is playing, it's to invent a brand new game that only you know the rules to. So, okay, how in the world do you build a business like that? Well, Thiel says you have to find a secret. And what he means by that is a valuable truth that almost nobody else sees or agrees with you on. Which, of course, leads to the big question, if these secrets are out there, why hasn't somebody else found them already? And boom, this is where our own psychology circles right back in. Finding one of these secrets is a full-on battle against your own confirmation bias. See, the crowd believes certain things are true, right? And our brains are just wired to find more and more evidence that confirms what the crowd thinks. So to find a secret, you have to do the opposite. You have to deliberately go searching for the valuable ideas that everyone else is just ignoring. You know, this whole battle against our own brain, it's not just for startup founders. It plays out every single day in another really high-stakes arena, the stock market. And to get a handle on investing, you absolutely have to understand another one of these powerful mental glitches, loss aversion. Get this, study after study has shown that the pain of losing $100 feels about twice as bad as the pleasure of gaining $100. It's this crazy emotional imbalance that makes us do totally irrational things, like holding onto a stock that's tanking just because we can't stomach the pain of admitting we lost. And this right here, this is the exact bias that a legend like Warren Buffett has built his entire fortune on. His famous saying, "Be greedy when others are fearful." It's not just a clever line, it's a direct counterattack on loss aversion. He knows that when the market is in a full-blown panic, people's emotions go haywire and they start selling off perfectly good companies at fire sale prices. So here's the key takeaway. For Buffett, investing isn't just about spreadsheets and numbers. It's a psychological battle, specifically against social proof. When everyone else is panicking and running for the exits, that instinct to follow them is overwhelming. Real, long-term success comes from having the discipline to shut out that noise and just trust your own homework. Okay, so we've seen these hidden forces at play in entrepreneurship and investing. But where are they the most obvious? Where are they most deliberately engineered? Well, it's in the world we all live in every single day, the online world.
And this really gets to the core of modern marketing. Our deep-seated instinct to copy what our peers are doing? It's not a flaw, it's a feature of being human. And you better believe that today's websites and apps don't just sit around and hope this happens. Oh no, they have become incredibly sophisticated machines designed to manufacture social proof on a massive scale.
You've definitely seen this before. A big, bold number pops up on a website.
And it's almost never just floating there by itself, right? It's always followed by some context, something like this. Now let's be clear, that isn't just a piece of data. It is a carefully engineered piece of social proof. It's a direct message to that ancient, primal part of your brain that screams, hey, look, the herd is moving in this direction. You're gonna get left behind.
And then they'll often layer on another type of social proof, something you could call expert social proof. They'll show you the logos of big trusted companies. What they're doing is borrowing all the authority and trust you have for those brands and boom, instantly transferring it over to their own product. It's an incredibly powerful shortcut to making you feel safe.
So does all this stuff actually work? Oh yeah, the data is just staggering. A whopping 95% of people now say they read online reviews, you could call that user social proof, before they buy something. The message is crystal clear. We trust the unfiltered opinions of the crowd way more than we trust a polished corporate ad. Alright, so after hearing all this, you might be wondering, what's the point? Is it to become some master manipulator, or to get all cynical about the world? Not at all. The real goal here is simply awareness. It's about recognizing the invisible forces that are trying to shape your decisions every day. Because once you can see these levers, you can start to build your own defensive strategies. So, to fight back against confirmation bias, you have to actively seek out information that disagrees with you. To counter loss aversion, try rephrasing an offer in your head. Don't just think about the potential loss, think about the potential gain. And to resist that powerful pull of social proof, learn to rely on hard data and statistics, not just a handful of 5-star reviews.
So, we'll leave you with this one question to think about. Now that you can see these invisible strings, which ones are pulling you? Because just being aware of them, that's the first step. That awareness is like a new superpower, one that can help you make smarter choices, build better businesses, and just see the world a whole lot more clearly.